As the communications landscape changes rapidly over time, there's one thing that remains the same for successful communication: the need to know your audience, which may be many people or just one. Your audience could include listeners, viewers, readers, or a combination of these. When you want to communicate a message, you'll need to tailor it to them. There are 3 types of audiences to consider: primary, secondary, and hidden. The people you intend to communicate with are called your primary audience. For example, if you intend to send a text message to your mom, she's the primary audience. Let's say your dad is always looking over your mom's shoulder when she checks her phone. He'd be considered a secondary audience, someone that you can reasonably predict is also likely to see your message. Let's say your mom leaves her phone on a restaurant table one day. If the waiter happens to see your message on your mom's phone, he would be considered a hidden audience. In other words, you couldn't predict that a waiter would see the message intended for your mom, but he sees it anyway. Your audience has expectations of you, your message, and the way they want to receive it. There are 2 types of expectations to keep in mind: explicit and implicit. Explicit expectations are things that have been pointed out by your audience so that you know what they expect from you. For example, you and your mom may have already discussed that if you're going to be late for a family meeting, you have to text her ahead of time to let her know. An implicit expectation is just as real, but feels so natural to you and everyone around you that you might not think of mentioning it. For example, in a text message to your mom, you avoid foul language, even if you didn't specifically have a conversation about it. In your family, there might be an underlying expectation that using foul language towards your parents would be considered disrespectful. Text messages with your friends might look very different, and then text messaging your boss might look even more different still. Knowing your audience requires all of these considerations when you're planning a message, no matter who they are. So whether you have an audience of many or just a few, get to know who your primary and secondary audiences are, and think through where any hidden audiences may be too. Finally, consider the expectations they may have of you and your message as you plan your communication in context.